Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to episode 157 of ShrigleyTube TV. As always, massive thanks for joining me tonight. We have 3 lots of questions and answers from 3 weeks, so at the end of the video, if you've still got the energy, then I'll pop them on at the end. Been an interesting week. I had a good few different characters come through the workshop, so we tried to interview them. I've been in work today on Saturday, and we've had quite a bit of production, so it's all been good. I hope you enjoy what you see, and just in case you haven't already booked on, don't forget Imp National, first weekend in August. If you're not sure what it is, just type in Hillman Imp National Weekend, and it all comes up on the internet, 2026. I'm doing the entertainment on the Friday night, so if you've got kids with you or grandkids, I'm doing the Imp Club's Got Talent, so anything they want to do on stage, you know, if they just want to do a dance or I don't know, some martial arts or whatever their talent is, they can do that and they all get a prize. We've also got the fancy dress for the kids, and we'll have a dance off as well if enough people want to do it. Got a DJ, a microphone and all that, so I'll be up there trying my best to entertain everybody. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you all end of the month. I'll keep going about it every week until we get to the end of July, beginning of August, and I'll see you there hopefully. Right, I'll stop waffling, let you get on with this week's show. Bye for now. Good morning, YouTubers. Monday morning, itching to get stuck in. Had a lovely weekend away, plenty of sunshine, and Percy Passat was loving having his new cam belt and auxiliary belt. We used more than 2,000 RPM for the first time in 18 months, so that was exciting. Anyway, I'm not gonna waffle now. I'm gonna tidy up the workshop because it's like a bomb's hit it. And we get that done first. We're gonna get the tank on. We're gonna get some parts cleaned because we need to make sure we've got all the bits ready so we can build some 930s and this 1100 behind me. Oh, it's not behind me anymore. It was behind me. It's in the workshop now on the borer. Right, I'll stop waffling and crack on. Quick update for Kit. I've had a sweep up. Not a massive sweep up or a machine clean down, but I have had a sweep up. That's my bucket of acid. It's just TFR. I put these really oily front timing covers in there on Friday night. Now, it's no good for cleaning them unless you've got a blaster to bring them bright again, but it does remove all the oil. This sort of crusty remains is no problem. The media can get that. It just can't deal with slime. Doesn't like slime. So they're dripping off in there. We've got the tank on, the heater's on, so that'll be hot soon, and we'll be able to blast. I've just finished this bore, which I should have done last week, which I didn't. So that's the final bore for the 75mm. So we'll order the pistons now, and that's going to be the 1100 and something cc. We're not quite sure yet. So we get a piston in and put a rod on it. I should do a dry build pretty quickly, really, because we have got some old 75s we can do that with, and get a stroke so we can see where we are at with it all. And then over here, this is the head that I welded on Friday. That's now just got a slugger weld. It hadn't cracked, so it's just for support. I'll tidy that up. We'll get this on here and we'll skim it and redo the wheel string grooves. But because we don't know how much bite we're gonna have, we need to clean the spacer plate up, measure it all, do a little drawing and work out the depth of the groove in the head, so we get between 15 and 18 thou pinch on the wheel string. So then we can machine that. So it's all got to go backwards before it can go forwards, if that makes sense. But we've got a few things on the go, and we've also got a customer coming. So we'll have a chat with him, hopefully. It's Dennis with his the Jade Clan. It's quite an interesting engine. Cracking the flags here in I was going to say St. Retford then. It's Leafy Cheshire, isn't it? Dennis, thanks for agreeing to speak to us for a minute. I saw Dennis get himself back of his car and I thought, wow, that looks absolutely stunning. Dennis, tell me about the plan. Tell me the plan. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do a bit of talking first. This is Dennis's 1150 5 bearing brand new block with one of the original Roots, Climax type deep angle heads, so you can see the angle on the head. Same as we just done for Glenn. But this has got a very special inlet, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to run in your Jade Clan, is that right?
Yeah, it's going to run in the Jade Clan, and this has been a long time, well, you know that, a long time in the build process, and I've actually done a hell of a lot of research on trying to make sure every single BHP I can get out of the engine, we can try and realise it. And even down to the fact, as you can see on here, there are 2 injectors per cylinder. The length of the inlet was designed by GenV. It's all GenV fuel injection modules at the end.
Wow.
These are 140 injectors at the front and 330 injectors at the back.
So do they start on these low RPM, and then when the airspeed gets up?
Yeah, the idea is that you don't want your injectors fluttering too much, trying to just push in a little bit of fuel and to keep the engine running. So the ones at the front will be used really for potting around the paddocks and coming out of like hairpin pens, etc., and everything else. And the ones at the back are actually obviously the ones for full throttle. The inlets, as you can see here, they are a little bit special, and this wire, believe it or not, is a control, 12-volt control, tagged into the ECU. So at low speed you will have long trumpets. At short speed, these trumpets will lift up.
Like a servo, is it? No.
Yeah, there's like a little servo in there that lifts them up. And then there's another set of trumpets underneath. So for higher BHP short trumpets, more torque, you actually go down to the longer trumpets. And there's lots of other stuff that's going on. The engine management system is Mtron, which is an Australian one, and it has got so much stuff you can do to it to make it, get the best out of the engine. It's just so complicated. It's unbelievable.
I can't wait, Dennis.
Oh,
I literally can't
mate,
wait.
I tell you, bearing in mind I was in IT for 40 years, and I started going into the software, and I'm just going, Jesus Christ, there's so many drop down menus and drop down menus and drop down menus. In the end, I was like, I need someone professional to do this. So this will be tuned by GG Motorsport up in Hull. And between you, Stuart, and GG Motorsport, some guy called Phil Lanes, I'm hoping to see some good figures out of this. And obviously on here is going the cams, one of Bob's cam and the solid cam carrier.
We've got it all, haven't we?
And everything else in here, lightweight clam, lightweight flywheel and everything else.
There's quite a lot of work already been done. We've already done the rod to stroke ratio, we've had the rods made, pistons are made, heads been machined. Stuart's done a lovely job of the seats and they're Lotus valves, aren't they? So we've just literally got to take it, have a right good fresh look at it all, machine it all. You want some spot faces put on here for knock sensors, and then glue it all together. And I'll run it with a pair of 45s on it just to prove oil pressure. It's all fully dry sumped, and we'll get a bit of a squeeze out of it, but we'll not go too mental. No, and then the true test will be when it's in the car on the rolling road, I think, won't it? Yeah.
Certainly from your point of view, sticking a set of inlets and a set of Webers on it, and I don't care what sort of exhaust goes on it, because the exhaust in the Clan in the original engine actually comes down. Then it goes over the gearbox, and then comes up over the top of the carbs.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. So I've got to work out how
to come over the gearbox here and come out the passenger side. Well, can I suggest that, having seen what Glenn's has done, so much mid-range torque, even with the well cam, we just forget the 4 into 2 into 1. We'll just chase top end power and go 4 into 1. That
is exactly what I was going to do. And I've already got a schematic of the primary length of primaries, length of secondaries, etc., that I want to actually do. And also I want to try a few things with the exhaust. I know you're talking to Will about doing a couple of different exhausts to try and see what the difference is.
Will's so clever that I can't really keep up with where his brain's at, but I just listen to him, agree, and then test it, and then give him a bit of feedback. But we have come to the conclusion that chasing torque on such a small engine, we're better off just going for bangs per minute and chasing the horsepower, especially as you have your 5-speed gearbox that you've got from Dennis, Dave Whedon, sorry. So that's absolutely stunning. What a lovely work of art. We'll look forward to getting our teeth sank into that, and this will be out next year, I take it.
Ideally, the plan is got to move house.
The bill's not that big, mate.
A bill? I thought you were doing you a favour.
Oh my word! Quick game on camera.
Got to move house, etc., and everything else. But at the same time, you hopefully will be doing the engine. And I can then get on and do some stuff that I want to on some development work, because we've got a spare deep head in there.
Right.
That I can then do some exhaust work and mapping out on that.
Right.
Because I want to make the exhaust as radical as I can as well.
Yeah, let's get what one we've got. I've got an exhaust we can run for now, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Thanks for speaking, Dennis.
That's fine, no problem.
Let's go and get some dinner.
Yeah.
Quick update. I've given the head with the potentially porous inlet port a minimum lick just so we can redo the wheel string grooves to the depth we want to. Although we might have to go another skim off it, depending on how deep they are. I've got the block ready here. This has just been bored to 75mm, got to hone it yet. These liners are 30 thou above the outside edge. This spacer that came with it is 60 thou, so I've done a little drawing. So you can see there the line is 30 thou above. The spacer is 60 thou thick, so that means that the liner is effectively 30 thou low. So if we use this spacer with no paper gaskets, just glue it direct on. This will be the head face, the groove in it. We need to make it 48 thou deep. The wheels ring uncrushed is 94, so it's basically 48 thou plus the 30, which is the drop, gives us 78, minus the thickness of the wheel string gives us 16 thou pinch. Simple as that, really. So if we aim for between 45 and 48 thou, that'll give us between 16 and 19 thou of deformation on the face of that. When we tighten the head down, it'll be supported in that radius there, and we'll end up with a flat on it, which is perfect to create the preload to seal the chambers. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to machine this head now. So I've just got a feeling that even though I've given it a minimum skim, this may not be deep enough, he says. Oh, it is. It's 38. So we need to take about 7 thou out of it, get it to 45 minimum, 45, 48 thou. Do them with the wheel strings now, and then that'll be us good to go then. We can get that in the blaster. The tank's hot, the bits are over there ready to go, everything's set up. Little update, decided on 45 to 48 thou depth. Oh, it's just gone off, but effectively we've not quite got that. What happened was I had to go to 54 thou to get the full radius in. Now the head machined absolutely lovely, as in this has never seen any heat or repairs. It's actually, the more I look at it, it's a really nice casting. That's fluffy. You can always tell when the alley's not been hot. It just machines so much nicer. So this will be a good head, this. But I did the first cylinder, and by the time it cleaned up, it's obviously gone like 7 thou too deep. So I thought, right, what we'll do is we'll carry on. We'll do all of them too deep, so they're all uniform. And at the end, we'll swap the tool and put the fly cutter back in, and then we'll take 7 thou off it and get the correct pinch, because I'm itching to get the blaster going. We've got the blasters hot. So we'll get that in there with the timing cover and all the bits, and then tomorrow we'll have everything clean, ready to start doing a dry build and work out where things go. End of play on Monday. What a day. I'm absolutely whacked. I've just been blasting, which is quite a strenuous task for me. You know, I have to blast them in the red hot tank and then rinse them off in the hot water outside, and we go from there. So everything's looking nice and bright. So we've got loads of timing covers now, so we can build on. When the 930s are in here, we strip them down. I can select a timing cover, get a sump that's painted, swap the crankshaft, clean all everything up, back together again. Hopefully we can do like one every couple of days, or one a day ideally. The head that I had on the machine earlier, I gave that another skim, and that is now perfect, as in the pinch. We've got 47 thou deep grooves. And then I was looking over it thinking, inlet ports look mint. Remember, it had that little bit of writing there where it said cracking port. And then I come across this. Look at that. Oh, we have got a hole in the port, a big one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clean all that right out, pack it with Devcon, and because this looks like a parallel hole, about 24.5mm, I'm going to make a sleeve to go down to protect the Devcon, and we'll glue that sleeve in as well, and that'll be a good as gold repair. I've done it on the exhaust loads, putting a sleeve in. With the Devcon, not a problem, it just works a treat. Obviously we've got to drill it and support it as well, cut the seats, check the guides. Guides might have to come out of it because I noticed that they're are they iron? Oh, they're iron, yeah, they've gone rusty, aren't they? They're iron guides, so there's a good chance they'll be knackered. And then it's welded, obviously it's been blasted now, so we've actually come quite far with that engine. because this is another block. This is John Holloway's. This has been in the workshop for about 2 years. Or actually, I blasted his spacer plate as well. So this one is just having a set of liners. I've got a second-hand set. One of his was cracked, so we're going to put them in, bore them to 73mm, and that's just a small job. But he sort of emailed me. He said, you know, can you do it for National Weekend? So I thought, better get a move on. That's his little box of bits. So that's all cool. So we've got everything under control, ready for tomorrow. We should be able to make some good progress tomorrow with a couple of engines that need to be dealt with. And we've got to make a decision as to whether we think we can help Mr. Simon Benoit get out for Snetterton or not. I've got to be honest, I'm not feeling that we're going to be able to get time to do all the work, because it's going to have to be lying around, spacer plate off, because it's already started peeling. It just takes time, and I don't want to rush it. And I've got all the things that I promised, so yeah. I'll give him a ring and we'll go from there. Good morning, it's Tuesday morning. Busy day today. We're going to get stuck into Lindsay's 1100. Going to get a dry build on that. I've got a piston. I've got a rod. Got a crankshaft. We need to get the crank on the balancer next door. Find out. In fact, that's the first thing to do, is find out if our super chopped down crankshaft actually balances up, because if it doesn't balance up, there's no point going any further with any of it. So that's the first thing to do. This here is a little interloper job. Belongs to a guy called John. He gave me this engine 2 years ago at Race Retro and said, can you pop a liner in it for me? I said, yeah, I'll sort that out for you a couple of weeks. Anyway, when I moved units, I found this engine and it had a little, where's a little tag? I had a little tag for it. And I thought, I had a phone number on it. I thought, I better ring that number. And it was John. I said, I'm really sorry. He said, look, no panic. Can you do it for National Weekend? So I'm sure we can do it for National Weekend. So I've pushed the liners out of it yesterday, and this is the cracked one. So number 3 liner had a nasty crack in it. And that, I'm pretty 100% sure in saying, looking at the water staining inside of it, the engine's been stud, water's gone in through a bad wheel string. He's gone to crank it, the piston's come up. Instead of being able to squash the air like normal, it couldn't, because it was full of water. It's trying to squash the water, and the inertia of the crankshaft and the flywheel, you know, the momentum behind it, a lot of force behind the piston, and it's burst the liner. I've seen this a few times. So what I've done is I've pushed all the liners out, and I gave him a few options. I said, look, we can just put a second-hand liner in it that's old and worn, and then bore it to 73mm. It'll keep the cost down. So I pushed all the liners out of it. I've given them a clean. They're not the best, but when they've been bored, they'll be absolutely fine. That's all I can say. So interesting, if you look, there's no chamfer on the top of the block, and this is a proper George Bevan 382. Now that's either March 1982 or 382. I'm not quite sure. Oh wait, look, we've got some more information here. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, I've cleaned it off. These liners, you can see they have an undercut at the top for the glue to sit. So it doesn't technically need a chamfer on the edge there. I always chamfer mine, but yeah, anyway. It's lasted this long without a problem, so we'll just put it back together as it is. We'll lace it all up with some glue. Interesting as well, I always put glue on this face here, not to try and make it hold it together or anything, just to stop the water from being able to ingress. If you look at this liner, you can see this is one that's been in for 30 years, and you can see how the water has got between the two pieces of cast iron. Obviously the next liner's butted up against that one. And what can happen is it starts to push, and you see the gaps open at the top because it's so strong rust. It can change the shape of the bore, or it can tip the liner. So yeah, when we put it back together, we'll lace all this in glue, and we'll put some glue on here to protect it from the water ever getting to it again. Get this clamped up, and then I've got his timing cover over there, which he kindly posted to me. So we'll bolt that on, we'll deck it, bore it, hone it, and supply him with a new set of pistons, and then he can go home and rebuild his engine. So that's one little job that's got to be done for National. We also need to look at Mr. Benoit's cylinder head, which I've now lost. Oh, there it is. It's in the box down there. So yeah, we've got to sort that out and get that flat on the milling machine. So Lots to do. I better stop waffling and crack on. Okay, chaps. Before we go next door with this crankshaft, the super chopped up 1100 40 thou grind, loads of bad history crank. What thought we'd do was crack test it. So get the hammer. Oh. Just check that end again. It's a bit number at this end, but I bet it's just because these scrolls are on the end. Let's push them off. Okay, we just knocked the gears, the scroll and the chain drive gear off the end, because they're not rigid to the crankshaft. They act as like an absorber. So if you listen to it now, she's got a lovely ring. I'm pretty confident I'll have a right good inspection with my mince pies and my magnifiers, but I'm pretty sure the crank's fine. I was steady away outside, machining Mr. Benoit's cylinder head, and a visitor came to the cafe to meet us. How are you doing, Stuart?
Okay, thanks.
Good, good. I see you in the Rover today.
Yeah.
Rover, this is the one that I set fire to the brake calipers.
That's the one, yeah.
This is a road-going version of the race one, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
I'll try and get a picture to put on the end there.
Tri-day car, yeah.
But Stu sort of very subtly reminded me of the fact that I'd got his engine and it's got a wheel string issue that we think, hasn't it?
It has all the symptoms of a blown wheel string.
All the symptoms, yeah. So Stuart gave me this engine. I just noticed it's actually Andy Chesman, isn't it?
It is.
627, is it? Probably about a month ago, was it? Maybe 6 weeks?
I think it might be 2 months.
2 months, is it? Oh, wow,
we
sorry.
won't split hairs, eh?
Yeah. So he just basically asked the question of like, you know, so long as it's done for National Weekend, Andy, there's no problem.
And then we looked at the calendar.
Yeah, it's like
hang on.
3.5 weeks, isn't it, something? So yeah, so we thought, I said, I'll tell you what, let's get the head off it together now and decide what's up with it, because if the bottom end looks okay, which it should do, because I remember when me and you fired it up, it ran sweet as a nut, didn't it?
Yeah.
No smoke or breathing or nothing. So as long as the bottom end looks okay, we'll do a quick head job on it and get it turned round and back in the car, because you're looking forward to National.
I am. Yeah,
I'm
booked in.
Are you booked in? I've not booked in yet actually, but I will do. But I'm doing the entertainment on Friday night for the kids.
Okay,
Yeah, we've got the Imp Club's Got Talent and the kids dance off, and
I've seen it before.
You've seen it before, of course.
Oh, it's good.
Right,
I recommend it.
Excellent. Well, yeah, if anyone fancies coming along, just go on the Imp Club website and sign up, and we'll see you there. Right, I'll start taking this apart. A little bit of an update. It's all smiles in the camp.
Could be
Now,
worse.
it could be worse. It looks horrendous because Emery Halls has been here with his silicon and whatnot. But we've had a look at it. We've had a look at the bottom end. Now, I've heard the engine run, and the engine ran sweet as a nut, apart from the fact it was going a bit messy because the wheel strings had rotted. You can see where it's all black here, where it's just been passing the gases. I'd say mainly because if we look over here, you know, this morning I was waffling on to the viewers, Stuart, about between the liners, when the rust gets there, the rust expands and it's so strong that it lifts. So you can see the rust around the outside, especially there, say that point there. See, the wheel string is totally flush with it. So the rust expands between there, the aluminium, and the liner, and it pushes the head off the wheel string. The pressure of the wheel string allows it to leak. So that's all that is. We'll clean all that off, redo the wheel string grooves, we'll weld the head, check the valves are all lapped in properly, set of valve springs on it because we don't know when they were last done. And I think it can go back together again. Now here, we can see where the moisture has attacked the wheel string and just completely nibbled a hole in it. So that's obviously a bad failure point. But they'll all, when we get them out, all the way around the outside of them, they'll all be corroded. That's what's happened. It's just a bog standard corroded wheel string head job. Much the same as Will, the young lad that came up the other day. So we'll get that stripped, get it in the pot, get it washed. You shall go to National Weekend, mate.
Thank you.
Okay. And then this head, the cam was the other thing we're looking at. It's got a 4 stamped in the end of it, hasn't it? It's 310 valve lift, and it's got a 4. And we thought it was a GE2, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what it adds up to be on the what the internet says. But I'm not so sure. I wonder if I ever made an R14. Who knows? Anyway, it worked well, it ran well, so we're not going to concern ourselves. We'll just check the shim clearances and put it back together. We'll get all this blown out. There's a few water stains on number 1 bore where the water's ran back in the pot and then stained it, but I think you'll find that I'll rough them all up again, with a bog brush, with a honing tool, sorry, and then you'll probably find it'll be absolutely fine. I can't feel them through my glove. They don't feel dead deep. It's not like it's been sat there for years and made a right mess. Anyway, okay, I'll leave you in peace now, Stu.
Oh, cheers. No, it's good. Good news.
Good news. Stu is leaving now, but I couldn't let him go without having a quick look around his little... It's Tomcat, is it?
Tomcat, yeah. 220 turbo.
220 turbo. This is the one that he very kindly let me drive around Alton Park, and I set fire to the paint on his brake calipers. Yeah, the little pocket rocket. I do like them, but I've got to stop looking at it because I can't buy any more cars, mate.
End up wanting one.
I know, I can't buy any more. I've got too much as it is. But yeah, thanks for giving us a lift there, Stu, and I'll see you at the Imp Club tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night, yeah. Are you going to hear it start up before I go? Or are you going to...
They don't do anything for me, do they? Big heavy flywheel and all that. Boo, turbo, low compression. Does not for me, look at that. I gave you that sticker, didn't I? When Bob was moving out of Taylor Road, I found a pile of original stickers. He was throwing them in the bin, you know. Yeah, sounds like an Escort turbo. Yeah, no response, flat. Yeah. Then it goes when the boost kicks in, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Do me a favour, don't light the wheels up in the yard. The landlord will have me evicted. Cheers, Stu.
Yeah, see you soon.
Ta-ra, pal. Right, I've just finished stripping Stuart's head. It looks okay. It's had a bit of something go through it in number 3 cylinder, but I'm not concerned about that. Some of it will skim out. It's not deep enough to cause it an issue. So what we're going to do, it's quite a nice head casting actually. It's not massive on the ports, but it's got 1.4 inlet valves. The valves are all a good height. It hasn't been welded across here, so I'm going to clean that up with the hurdy-gurdy now. Get this in the oven, get it hot, weld it, and then we'll put it on the skimming machine when it's cooled down, on the milling machine. Skim it and wheel string it just while we're set up for it. And while we're at it, we'll put some support screws in here to support the chamber like we always do. But I've got a bit of a rush on because the 1100, Stuart from Rodwell very kindly ran me and said, do you want me to do you some shorter rods for your 1100? And I thought, oh, that's a good call, isn't it? So what he's trying to say is, if that block is quite skimmed and we put this crank in and the piston at standard height comes out of the top of the block, rather than machine the piston and lose its strength, he'll make me a set of rods and rebush the little end bush 20 thou closer to the big end, so the piston won't pop out at the top of the block as much and we can leave the material on the piston. It'll just make it a better job. A little bit more money, but it's a proper job that way. I hate it when we end up with the crown of the piston too thin because it can't deal with the heat the same. Anyway, that's another subject. So let's get this in the oven, get it welded, and we'll get a dry build on with that. And then, if possible, after skimming that, we'll try and get this on the balancer because we need to find out if it's balanceable first. Okay, just done a small dry build on the 1100. This is the one with the slightly protruding liners. So I've done a bit of a measurement and the stroke is 63.5 and the bore, obviously we've got a 75 on this because it didn't clean up at 74.25 and that's given us 1122. So put the crank in, and what I wanted to find out was how much space there was, because I've noticed the pistons that came out of this engine were very thin on top, and I can see basically about 35 thou protrusion on the piston, which is, oh, Bob's murdering something next door. So we'll listen to it. Is it going to survive? Go on, Bob. Dr. Detonator. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring Stuart now, and I'm going to say, Stu, can you do us a set of rods? Maybe 30 thou shorter, and that should bring it to a nice sensible level so we've not got to take loads off the piston. I'll see how much room there is in the end of the rod to do it first, but I'll give him a ring now because that'd be good to organise, and then when the rods arrive, hopefully we'll have all the ducks in a row, cam will be ground, and the head will be finished, and well, the head's not far off now, but yeah, we can get a build on. Get it. It's not even honed. I've just literally shoved the piston in. It's just a second-hand piston I had kicking around with some damage on it. So, yeah, got a good plan going there. Just about end of play on Tuesday. Got Stuart's head, and I've skimmed it just in minimum like 10, 11, maybe 12 hour off it. Cleaned up the wheel string grooves, so they're all uniform depth now, so we can put new wheel strings in it and bolt it on the block with some confidence that it'll work. I'm not going to get a chance to blast it. I have welded it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the weld up now. I'm going to put it in the acid overnight, so it's not going to be aesthetically beautiful, but the rest of the block isn't nice either, so it's not really justification, but we just don't have time to get involved with it on that level. If he decides he wants to go racing at some point, we'll do the bottom end for him and we'll blast the head then. But for now, we'll just get it clean and give it a bit of a wire brush, get it ready to bolt back on tomorrow. Good morning, it's Wednesday morning. It's gonna be hot today. It's beautiful outside already. Now, I've got all sorts going on and I don't know what to do first. So for my own mental health reasons, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just concentrate on this engine here, which is the one we took apart yesterday. That's Stuart's. So the head got machined yesterday afternoon. I thought what we'll do is let's just get it back together. So at least we've got one job that needs to be done before National Weekend, ready to go on a dyno in the out tray. Simon Knight isn't interested in picking his engine up till next week, so we haven't got to panic about getting that dressed up. So I thought we'll get that done. And also, this is John Holloway's block. That's now got its liners in, so that can be decked and bored. Got another set of liners here that are going to go into Derek's block. So I'm going to quickly put the liners in the other blocks. It's all clean, ready to go. I'll leave that clamped up. We'll get this on the machine, but we're going to concentrate on getting that engine for our friend Stuart back together. So that's just one in the out tray. Got a good shift on today, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to achieve it. It's the Hillman Club meeting tonight, so I'm desperate to go in my imp. I've not driven it for over a week since I took the seats out of it. I've not even looked at it since I started putting this back seats in. So if I can get this engine looking something like this afternoon, I'm going to break off, spend an hour on the seat belts, get the seats back in it, and then at least it'll have back seat belts for the kids. We'll not worry about the front ones just yet. We'll cross that bridge later in the month, but I need to get it workable so I can use it tonight. Anyway, enough waffling. Time to crack on. Little update. I'm just in the middle of cleaning the old Loctite. Even though it's been blasted, this block, the Loctite is like impregnated into the aluminium. So we use a bearing scraper to get it all off and then rough it all with emery paper, and the liners were going fine. But I thought I'd better clarify something because I got myself a bit tied up. But this morning I made a video saying, oh, we're going to get these liners in, then we're going to crack on with this engine here and get it back together. Yesterday I made a statement saying the first thing we need to do is get the wonky crankshaft on the balancer. But what happened was Bob was dynoing, and when he's dynoing, I know there's no point even mithering him and saying, can I use your balancer? Because it's a bit like an Alsatian eating his bowl of food, you know, you just don't go over and take his bowl of food away from him, do you? So get these liners in, and then we'll go straight into Bob's before we touch this engine, and we'll go and get that on the balancer. I'm not far off now. We'll have these in before dinner, and then we'll see how we get on in the balancer. I'll report back. Right, we're going to do a little chat on clutches. So I've just done my block. He's got his little braces on there holding him while he dries. This is the crankshaft with no counterweights on it. So we're going to take that next door and see if we can get see if we can get it to balance up. It's got a lot of weight removed out of it. I'm not quite sure where we're going to end up with that. This is an old school clutch and flywheel that I've selected. This engine is going to be like a budget engine opposed to the other one, which is going to be proper. So having a proper one with all new clutch, etc., potentially. But first of all, we're going to get them out on the hill. And the engine they supplied, the 1100 that came from Ben, didn't have a clutch and flywheel on it. So I said, rather than throwing a grand at one of these, you know, one of these TTV jobs, I said, what we'll do is we'll put one of my old space frame clutches on. So this is off my space frame, this, off the Harman car. What was his name? Steve Harman, his name was. So I've never used it, but it looks like it's serviceable. Unfortunately, the disc inside here is a bit mushroom, so you can see it's caught the edge, but it's fairly new to plate. It still measures 100th thou thick. This is what they call a 7 1/4 clutch. So it's a bit bigger. They're a 5 1/2 that we use now. And it's on a, is it a modified imp flywheel? I don't think it is, you know. I think it's a steel one piece. I say that because the original holes for the flywheel aren't there, you know, the holes that would have been for the original imp clutch. So I'm pretty right in saying it's a steel flywheel. I'd have to machine it. No, it's steel, that. So we've got a nice old school steel flywheel. This clutch will be strong as houses. It'll cope with no end of torque. They're not as quite a nicer feel as a smaller clutch, but it's a hill climb car. It'll be fine. So I'm going to take this next door with the flywheel and stuff, and we'll get it all balanced up. We're just going to run it with a standard imp front pulley, because it'll more than likely just run a short belt to an alternator. It won't be running a mechanical pump, so it doesn't need a deep pulley on it. We'll just use a standard one. That'll be adequate for the length of the run. It's just such a short run, there's no chance of it jumping out or anything. Right, let's get this crank on the balancer. I don't see how this can balance up with all that web removed, but it has been balanced in the past because we saw the grind marks on the web. So we have to trust the science of yesteryear. What's it saying, Bob? Wow, the front end in. Not even that bad, is it?
Back's bad.
Back's bad. I wonder if... see, that's got 2 dowels in it. That's interesting, isn't it? One is bigger than the other, though. How much by?
One on that one.
And is there any land to drill the hole in the web?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's beginning to look like a metal tea bag. We've drilled quite a few holes now. We're on our second lot of balancing, so this is web 4. See, it's highlighted there, which would be this web here. And you literally just move it round until it highlights that one there. So that highlighted one at 160 degrees is 5.09. So that's my 5.09 hole there. So what we do is we tick it to say we've done it, so it knows. And then the other hole I've done is a 3.26, so we just move it round. It knows the position of the crankshaft. That's me moving the crank now. So at 200 degrees, we've got the 3.26, which is that little one that I've done there. So we'll tick that as well. I believe we press this button next, and then if we press the go button and see what happens. Okay. Bits of swarf get on here despite my best efforts. Let's hope it's a bit closer this time. We are getting closer. I'm just struggling to understand how this crankshaft can actually be anywhere near like in balance with all that web removed. But obviously I've got to do some more reading about balancing to work out how it actually works and how it's affected. Oh, getting closer. The blue dot's getting bigger in the middle. That means we're getting closer to where I want to be. Well, I can see that from the depth of the holes I'm drilling. We were started off with the first hole was a 20mm deep hole. Now we're on 3mm holes. Not happy, something's gone wrong. Right, it's still out of tolerance. If I move the crankshaft backwards and forwards very gently, you'll see it moves either side of the line. Just land on it, bang on. That's 160 degrees, 10.4mm. So it wants a 10.4mm hole in there. Just put the rag there to protect the bearings from the sun. Fast forward about 8 more holes. I'm really hoping we were nearly in last time. I'm really hoping that this time we're going to be somewhere close, because my tummy's saying it's time for chips and salad from JD's Cafe. We'll get the crank done before dinner, that'd be good. Do flywheel after dinner. Oh, come on, please. Be close. Closer. Oh, front's in. Thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Measurement's been finished. Oh, let's see what this says now. See how much we've got to take off to get it where we need to get it. Number 1 needs nothing. Number 2 needs, this is the web by the way, a 4mm and a 1.38. And number 4 needs a 5. It's still quite a lot of material, that. Right, let's get that. Whilst I was on my dinner, Bob finished the crankshaft for me. But I didn't believe him, so I've asked him to check it again for me. Is that in, Bob? Not looking. Oh my God, what's going on here? It's a mile out.
It's because the flywheel will be set at the other one.
I'm feeling confident. Oh! Oh no. Oh no. Oh, back in. I reckon it's going to be in this time, Bob. There you go. Get the clutch on. Clutch cover appears to be 5 grams out. Let's see what it makes of that. .83, so still a fair bit to come out of it. 2.8. We're getting closer. I don't think we're there yet. Oh, I don't know. And I think we're in. I think we'll accept that. It's too hot for all this drilling holes. We had to do one stray one in the end there. That fixed it, so that's good. We can get this tri-bill. Hi mate, Peter Wilkie. Never fails. Look what he's brought me. Insulation for the dyno. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 4 packs in that bottom one as well. Belting that, Wilkie. Sorted me out, thank you so much. Quick update, we're running out of time on Wednesday. The crankshaft balanced up perfect in the end, thanks to Bob's help, to be honest. I went for my dinner with Lee because I was pulling my hair out, drilling holes. I think he changed the size of the drill, to be honest with you. But anyway, he got there for me and then I just did the flywheel and clutch. So that's all balanced. This is Simon Knight's that we took apart today. I've airlined it, I've face plated it, I've given it a bit of a glaze bust where the rust was in the bore. It's looking pretty okay. There's a couple of areas a bit ropey where the wheel string sits, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. We're taking a risk on it. I'm pretty confident it's going to be okay. The head skimmed up fine, the grooves skimmed up okay. I put the valves back in, give them a quick lap, everything looks good there. No problem. I've just spot faced all the bolts because I've welded it in the middle there, you know, where they go bad. So I put a block of weld on so it wouldn't crack. It's had a set of springs on it, and we're not putting titanium caps on it or anything. It's just going back together now. So we're going to get the head on because it is 5 to 5. So we get his head on for 6:30, 7 o'clock and shimmed up. That'll give me an hour to get the imp back together so I can go to the club in its night. So I'm desperate to go for a drive in the imp to the imp club. So that's the plan. I'm going to stop waffling and crack on. End of play on Wednesday, or end of play inside the workshop. We're going to go outside and do the seat belts on the imp now, but I've just timed this cam in. Now, it's on a original Sport 157 casting, but obviously it's got a lot more duration. so it must have been done from a blank. Now, it's got a 4 stamped to the end of it, which made me think it was an R14. Now, my pal, Stuart, thought it was a GE1. I've had a look at it. I'm trying to decide where to time it up. So I've set it at top dead centre. We're at 110 thou on number 1 inlet valve, and that's given us about 92 thou on the exhaust. So it's roughly about 18 thou ahead on the inlet, which is, if someone asked me at a starting point for a cam, I'd say, 15, 20 thou ahead on the inlet would be a good starting point for an imp. So that's where we're at with it. I've closed the clearances up because they were a bit big on the exhaust side, so made them all sort of around 10 thou rather than 15s and 16s. In the morning, we'll get the manifold on and we'll get it bolted on the dyno. I've done the compression ratio. It had 24 point, what's that say, 9 cc's. It was 11:1 basically. So not a bad compression ratio for a mild cam. It should be just about perfect, that, for what he wants to do with it. I forgot to mention before as well, I had put the support screws in underneath, the chamber. I just forgot to mention it when the head was off. Right, I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to get on with the imp. Good Thursday morning. Absolutely gorgeous out there. It's going to be another hot one. So we're going to get into the container and get Simon Knight's engine off a dyno and dress it up in here because it's going to be too warm. The other reason, of course, is my friend Stuart, the guy who had a little fast road in with the wheel strings that were leaking. I've just done the head on that as we discussed last night. So that's going to go on the dyno today and run. And then he's going to pick it up on Tuesday next week. But what we'll do is we'll get all the container work done this morning, while it's cool, and then get back in here so we can get machining, because it's lovely and cool in the workshop. We've got loads to get on with, so we'll just start at the beginning and finish at the end. Just had to get these guys on the interview because they're both here. We've got Stuart, he's come for a progress report. I persuaded him to go for breakfast. And Bernie's brought me a Prezi. It's been like a Prezi morning, hasn't it? You've had a Prezi off Bernie. Yeah. Bernie's had a Prezi off you.
Comma book off Stuart.
Comma book off Stuart, look at that. All about commas. Bernie's a big comma man, big roots man.
I've not seen this one before, so it'll be interesting.
Excellent. What's your Prezi, mate? What scooter? Yeah. Oh, because you've got a scooter, haven't you?
No, well, he's forgotten I've sold it now.
Oh, have you?
But even so.
You can always buy another one, mate.
Yeah.
Always buy another one.
It might get you back at gold.
And I've got a Prezi as well. Look at this. Seatbelts, standard seatbelts with the plastics intact. So we give him a wire wheel in, just putting some soapy water in here so we can give him a wash. I thought it might slip off for a cheeky pie. What do you reckon, chaps?
Why not?
It's a bit early, really, but I've finished Simon's engine.
That's after a night out on the Peroni last night as well, isn't it?
I know, 0% Peroni. Yeah, it's good, that. And I've got to be honest, I love driving Neilman, but I'm not keen with no seatbelts, Force of habit, innit? Just putting your seatbelt on. It feels weird. Did you feel alien? Because I touched Stuart last night.
Yeah, I'm not keen of being a passenger with that one either.
No,
so
right.
Weird, you feel.
Maybe we'll go in Bernie.
It's automatic now, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, you just feels like you've not got steel toe caps on in the workshop. That's the best way to describe it. Right, stop waffling, we'll get to the pie shop. This motor is so cool, there was no way Bernie was not going to get away without being videoed. Look how cool he is with his shades on. We've got the kids in the back, we've got Stuart there. Nice and spacious for you there, Stuart.
Superb, honestly.
Look at it. Massive. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely love it, Bernie. It makes me want to, makes me want to get me van on the road, but maybe I could drop it off sometime.
Yeah, maybe you could.
Just got to get it past Heidi.
Just got to get past Heidi.
Because I've seen what this one was like, and I've seen what you've done with it in how many years?
Well, it's nearly 5 years, but other jobs in between.
Other jobs in between. Yeah, helping someone move a unit.
Yeah,
Rewiring a complete workshop. Yeah, you're a diamond. Brilliant. Top roads these, aren't they, as well? Not like Stretford, loads of traffic lights everywhere. Racing food. Quick updates. Thursday afternoon, had a lovely salad with the guys. Got back early and about to bolt these Webbers onto Stuart's engine, and he didn't have a V-band. He had like a, one of these slip connectors, and they're such a pain. They always fall off and just cause problems. So welding a V-band on there so that we can get access to these bolts. when the engine's in the car, you just take the silencer off. It makes it a lot easier. So I've done that, so that's going to go on. I've done the silencer as well. Over here, these are the seat belts. So the third lot of dissolving soapy water. It's just turning them black. They're out, actually. Bernie donated them very kindly. They're out of his van, the van that he's just restored, the red one. So he'd not thrown them out, being a hoarder like me. He'd thrown them in a bucket. Very kindly said, "You're welcome to them, Andy." And they were a favourite type of seatbelt. I love this type. It's like a Boeing 747 seat type, where it's purely mechanical. So that just latches over with a little magnet and stays connected. But it can never jam up, in an accident, like some of the older ones were renowned for. Anyway, I'm going to give them another soak, and then we'll get them out to dry. I've wire wheeled all the ends. I know you can't really tell, but they were really rusty. And linished them, and then I'll paint them. I'll mask it all up and paint them black, so it doesn't make the carpet and the imp go rusty. But the actual fabric of the belts looks in good condition. Right, I've got a question to you clever YouTubers out there that are watching this. This thing blew my mind yesterday. It's just a right mess, isn't it? These holes were here already. We had to put a few more in to get it in balance. And I was thinking to myself, how on earth can it have even balanced up, because it's lost its counterweight? But then I was thinking about it. We balance the crankshaft independently. So when we put the rod on there and the rod on there, because they're, opposing each other, either side of the crankshaft centre line, as long as that one matches that one, it shouldn't throw it out of balance, if that makes sense. So I was looking at it. This is my little cross-sectional drawing, which isn't very good. That's your big end pin. That's the main there. And then this is the bit. So anything either side, in my little head now, I'm trying to think how it works. Anything this side of the centre line has to be matched by anything the other side of the centre line. So this proportion here has to weigh the same as this portion. And what they'd done was they ground off these little ears here to create a flat plane. Normally an imp comes out here like this. So they've created a flat, but they've done the same to one side that they've done to the other. Hence why it doesn't throw it out of balance. So that and that won't weigh the same, but it doesn't matter because they're not on the same side. They're not on opposite sides. As long as that matches that and that matches that, it'll stay in balance. That's all I can think, because I was convinced that this wasn't going to work, but it actually balanced up fine. In fact, we got it absolutely bob on in the end. So yeah, if anyone is educated in that area and they want to just type a comment and say, "Andy, this is actually how it works," or watch this video, it will make it sense to you, then I'd just be interested to know. I think I'm onto it, but you can never be sure. There's some clever stuff out there. Anyway, get this bolted on, and then I know it looks rough as toast, but we'll just get a quick tune out of it for Stuart. It's just had the wheel strings done, as I keep talking about, so hopefully it'll all be nice and sweet and we can put it in the outro. I was just steady away putting me little 998 for Stuart back together. Derek's rocked up with a big bag of goodies. What's in the bag, Derek?
It's the stay that you asked me to make.
Look at
So
that.
it's your idea, but my design.
And my name on it.
And your name on it.
I absolutely love it. Now,
And I believe you've tried it.
I went to the Imp Club last night with the window open, and I gave it the yanks and the pulls and the, try and make it fail. But I was actually questioning how you made it so strong, but when you've just assembled some of them now, there's actually a steel bar inside each end
There is, yes.
that locates it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 3D printed.
Yes.
Wow. How many hours do you reckon you've got in that?
Oh,
That goes in the latch. That little square goes in the hole in your roof, in your boot lid, in your tailgate lid.
to locate it.
Locate it. We'll go to the car and look at the car, but yeah, superb. And then you just tighten the nut up
Yeah.
and it clips in lovely.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be nice and strong.
Perfect, absolutely. I can't fault you. We've got a big bag of them, so we're gonna distribute them. I don't think I'll be doing them at National Weekend unless people ask me for one, because I think it'll be tied up with family. It's a family event, that one.
Yeah.
But when the website gets launched, when we finally catch up with our work, we'll put them on there.
Yeah.
And it won't be a fast burner, but I'm sure that people...
I mean, this weather,
Oh,
perfect.
honestly, it was noisy
Yeah.
because I've got a go faster engine, so it's good for listening to the engine. But yeah, definitely a through flow of air.
That's right. Yeah, well, that's what you designed it for, isn't it?
Yeah,
So when
brilliant.
your boys were sat in the back,
Yeah, they'll
presume.
love it. They'll like, I'll take a handful to National, definitely, just in case someone asks me. Cause,
Somebody's interested.
yeah, but no, absolutely cracking design. Brilliant. Can't believe you've made them all so quickly. You must have been busy. Got to find you another project now, Derek.
Well, yes. Yeah, I think we've been discussing maybe something.
Maybe. We'll have a think about it.
Yeah, obviously.
But,
I enjoy doing them. It keeps your brain going, and that's
Mate,
what I like doing it.
How many times it takes to get that right? Because that clips in beautifully. We'll go out to the car in a second.
Yeah.
And the washer as well. You know, they designed that because you needed something hard that was going to be able to
Well,
cope.
it was going to be a square washer, but it didn't work. I need to buy 500.
Right.
But if there's any play, that takes it up.
Yeah.
All right, when it's in, it may move a little bit, but it won't come out.
Not on
Obviously,
mine.
To release it, you just press the button,
Yeah.
and it comes out just as it went in.
You can hold the camera. I'll do a demonstration.
Okay, I could do that.
Perfect. Right, we're on for a demonstration of the new device that Derek has very cleverly engineered. See, a little square goes in there. Snug, good fit that, Derek. Oh my God, it's so hot. It's been in the sunshine. I can hardly touch it. And all you do, knit that up, give it a good tighten, release the hatches, come down. You have to direct it a tiny bit, and then when it's lined up, here it go, click. To release it, simple as that. Back in again. Oh, just clips in lovely like that. Yeah, it's a bit getting used to. You've got to get it lined up perfectly, but that's how precision things is, isn't it, Derek? You know.
Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely toasty out here, isn't it?
It is.
We'll leave that like that so the heat can escape out the car.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Brilliant design that made. It's dead sturdy. Like I say, before we advertise it, I went and did like 30 miles last night, and absolutely perfect. No problem at all. Well done, Derek.
Thank you.
I've just come outside of the dyno cell for a break. I'm trying to get Stuart's engine on and running. It's so hot in there. It's like a hot box. But anyway, Hillman's loving it, basking in the sunshine with his little window stay in the back. That's my insulation there next to Bondi for the dyno cell. We just need to get Andy back. Gary Matthews has very kindly sourced the steel sheet with the perforated holes in it, so we're gonna have it real looking smart in there. Just need the weather to cool down a bit. Big Bertha's not found his way in yet because we haven't had the new shutter door fitted, but it's all gonna happen soon. These are my seat belts after about the 5th wash. They've come out really well. Thank you, Bernie. I've wire wheeled the ends, so we'll get the black paint on them next and just blow them in so they don't go rusty again. But the latches, these are my favourite types of latches. Look, they're the correct ones for like a sea edge car. The Roots lift ones with a magnet, they're great them. They're gonna look fantastic. So pleased with that. I'm gonna go back in my little hot room now and get my engine of Stuart's running. Nearly got Stuart's engine running and I heard a roar outside. Look at this. A Lotus Elan with a difference. It's got a Lotus twin cam, but Andy, it's not just a 1600, is it? 2 litre. Aluminium block. Look at the oil feed in the side of the block. And you've painted it black as well. Love it, mate. Absolutely love it. Big enough radiator, keeps it cool. It's proper rad that. You have it handmade?
No, just trying Spitfire.
Oh, try a Spitfire.
Chinese.
Oh, Chinese. Does it work okay?
Perfectly.
And what are these? Is it on 45s or 48s or 45s?
40s.
40s. What?
They're overboard 40s.
Are they? So what size choke do they run?
38, 39, 30,
Yeah.
38 and a half.
Wow.
As big as you can get.
As big as you can get in them, yeah. You'll need the air for that for a 2 litre, won't you?
Made them.
I bet it's a torque monster, isn't it?
165 foot-pounds.
165?
165 foot-pounds.
From idle to
everywhere.
7,000. It's a lovely car, mate. What is it? Is it an Elan Sprint, is it?
It's an S4 SE, which is the predecessors for the Sprint. The
S4 SE, right.
Black badge. It was the year that Jim Clark died.
Was it really? Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I see black badge. My son's ringing me, I'm gonna have to go. But thank you for letting us look around your car. got Stuart's engine on and running, runs a treat, does everything I expected it to do, but it's got one really strange problem. I'll just turn the camera around. Right, okay, so this head had no issues. I just literally took it off, redid the wheel string grooves, and as a matter of course, I welded it across the top here to stop it from cracking. I couldn't see a crack there, and there was no signs of it having an issue. However, I've welded it, and if you look there, you'll see a pool of water. Can you see it? It's very hard to see actually on the camera, but that's water there. And it's run down from under the weld in that corner there. I can't believe it. So whether I'd just not seen the weld, the crack, and I've welded over it. Now it's got the strength there now because it's got the weld on top, so it'd be quite satisfactory to smear a little bit of grain to the corners there. I mean, we're talking about a tiny weep, but just goes to show, don't it, you can never tell what's going to happen in one of these heads. Obviously, when I've welded it, the heat and the stress of welding it and getting it so hot has allowed a crack to open up. So good job we welded it. So at least it's got the strength there now. We can still fix it. But it runs, considering it looks an absolute dog. It's got one of those 1, 2, 3 dishes in. It's got. I've got to change the advance curve. It's just not how I want it. But we'll load it up tomorrow morning when it's cold, get a tune out of it, and I've had access to it on the Bluetooth, so I know I can deal with it. But yeah, it runs absolutely sweet. It's not great oil pressure. That R14 cam or GE2 is really mild. I think he said GE2, didn't he? Or GE1 did he say? But anyway, it revs beautifully. It picks up really nice. So yeah, it doesn't want a great deal of meddling with. We'll just check the fueling when we put some load on it and have a look at the plugs. And I think it'd be a good one to put in the out tray. Excuse my welding. It's solid, that's all I can say. And at least he's got his V-band on now so he can get his silencer off. Anyway, it's roasty, it's gorgeous outside. I'm gonna wrap up, call it a day. Good morning, it's Friday, nice and cool this morning, 17 degrees driving in, so I'm not gonna waffle for too long. I'm gonna get straight into the dyno and sort this advance curve out, check the fueling on Stuart's engine, and we're gonna get a tune out of it because we've got lots to do this morning. We're on a short day today, so we're gonna try and go flat out, see how far we can get. Okay, I think we'll call that in the out tray. Stuart's little engine. I didn't want to get too keen with it because I was stood next to it and I haven't had the sump off, so it could be on old school big end bolts, you know, the cap head type rather than the ARP ones. So I thought we'll just stick to 7. It was all over by then anyway. I mean, it was holding good torque to be fair, but it was too good at the bottom end to be able to hang on at the top end as well. So that cam's quite mild. It was only a 310 lift cam, but quite big duration. So nice. It'll be a lovely drive in his car. I'll turn the camera. I always like to take plugs out just to see what's going on, and then I realised that the dipstick engine builder, who had just put it back together, hadn't actually taken enough notice to realise that one of the plugs was a B6 ES and the rest were all B7 ECSs. So you look at number 3 and you think, oh, it looks really good, that nice colour. Look at number 4 and it looks richer, just because it's a cooler plug, that's all. What we'll do is we'll put it all, I think the compression ratio and what he's doing with it, it'll run better with a set of 6s in it. So we'll put a set of 6s in it, fire it up again, make sure it's all happy. I can see from the cylinders that all of the chambers are sealing correctly, so that's a nice start to the day. So I'm quite happy for it to go in the out tray. Yeah, I think he'd be happy with that. We're going to drain the oil out of it so we can put some fresh in it, put a new filter on it for him, and yeah, go and get on with some other work now. Just dropping the oil and filter on this because we're going to put fresh in it, and I thought I'd go through something that you will probably know about, but just in case you don't. If you ever come to change the oil and fill it on a Hillman, and you want to make sure all the oil drains out of the oil cooler, and it's obviously it's not normally in that position, it's normally sort of like here, like this. But because it's vacuumed, as in there's nowhere for the oil to go, it will just stay inside the cooler, even when you change the oil and take the oil filter housing off. If you crack one of the joints so as to break the seal so air can enter, the oil will all drain out, so you can get every last bit of oil into your catch can. It's just a little tip in case you didn't realise it. Otherwise, because it's sealed, it'll just stay in the cooler forever. So I've just drained the oil out of the engine. I had one other thing to say that I forgot before. Stuart had fitted a 123 Bluetooth type distributor, the best one, and he'd done his own advance curve, which I looked at it and I thought, you know, fair enough, it looks pretty much exactly the same as what I'd do. It's finishing at about 38 degrees at 8,000, and it did everything great. And I know he will have set it up to the book, but what I found interesting was his first figure of 15 degrees static at idle, you know, at 1,000 RPM. When I put the timing light on it here and checked it, it was 26 degrees. I don't know whether the dizzy had been moved or something, but obviously that's nearly a full 11 degrees more than the phone was, because I had the app on my phone, was saying it had. So the first thing I did was made sure whatever it says on the phone, because you can watch it like live data, you know, you have a dashboard and it'll show you what advance the engine is getting. So when it said 15 on the screen, I made sure it had 15 on here just by manipulating the position of the distributor. So just something for you to check out yourself, just because that's the only way you can come unstuck. You know, you think you've got the advanced figures safe on your phone, but actually what the engine is seeing is different. You just have to put an offset, well, not an offsetting, you put the offsetting on like an MBE or DTA, but on this you just move the distributor relative to the crankshaft and you can set the zero basically. So that's that. I'll stop waffling, put some matching plugs in it now, so it's all fits ready to go. It's been really quite a pleasant little engine, no hassle at all. Just dressing Simon's engine, he's coming for it tomorrow. I don't think he's going to lift it though, because not quite finished it. This is the alternator setup, and it hangs out here with this on here like that. You see how far away from the engine it is? But I thought if we get a shorter belt, we can tidy it right up and, you know, get it closer to the engine so it's a bit more sturdy. You probably put a straight bar from there to there, a decent one, so it's really quite well supported then. It has got another strut there that goes onto that. It's quite well, it's not failed, it's been a modified, this is the modified imp water pump one, it's on back to front. I think this is how the Wasp people recommend you do it, but yeah, I think it'd be much better if you get it closer in. So, just so it's not out on a whim hanging around. So I've ordered a belt, but it's gonna be Monday now before it arrives. So I think we're gonna have to leave that for now. We've got a few alignment issues. The pulley is well forward. So I don't know how that's managed to get away with that. I think it's because it's such a short run. They don't tend to have a problem on a short run. It's when they've got a long run they have a problem. Anyway, I'll leave that now. I'm going to get on with something in the workshop. Good morning. It's Saturday morning club. Got a busy day today. We've got a few people coming to visit, so hopefully we can get them on video. Parcels arrived from Mr. Mark Maynard, so we've now got pistons and rear oil seal conversions, so that's good because there was quite a few things that were all stuck waiting for them parts, so that's good. I went to see Dr. Bob yesterday. You can see there, these are the missing parts to make my seat belts work, so Bob very kindly sorted me out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do some messing about this morning, put the seat belts in the imp, because it's really cool. I've come in early, and then when it starts to heat up, I'll come inside where it's cooler and do some proper work. That's my excuse for messing about anyway. Right, I'm going to crack on, and if an exciting happens, I'll report back. The sun is just starting to get a bit of heat behind it. I thought I'd just do a few little jobs on the car. That's obviously the stripper repaired the other day, but we've got another one that's popping off here, so we're going to fix that before it gets caught on someone's trousers and wrecks itself. Got my little window stay in, done my seat belts, so it's a bit grubby in here because I've been using it to go for a pie every day, but these are the seat belts that Bernie very kindly donated, the magnetic ones, so they're good. We've got those in. And also for the kids, we've got the original fronts, or fronts out of a later imp, I should say, you know, with the press to release ones. So we're all set for National Weekend. Got the silver points in. I painted them black, just rattle canned them. It was just the easiest way of making them. Ideally wanted chrome plating, but you know, be okay, that be fine. Right, I'm gonna get this strip fixed. I've got to machine the wheels so it'll fit, because these wheels, I've got a smaller centre, so that one wouldn't go over the other day, so we've got to change that wheel. And then I think we've got the clutch to change, a few other little jobs, and we're ready to go National Weekend. Well, that was a novel use of the boarding bar. Got a bit of clearance, just centred it best I could. And I think it would be okay if I have enough clearance now to fit over the hub, which is ever so slightly eccentric. I'll show you in a second. Right, just looking at why the wheel wouldn't go over the hub. Root's finest. Look at the depth of the step there to there. You can see where it's catching the aluminium when I try to push the wheel on. So really, we need to take the hub off and true it up, because it won't do anything for the wheel balance, that. Although it doesn't shake, to be fair. Yeah, you can see it's got a massive slug of cast there, so yeah, just another job. Check this little guy out. Hello, mate. I heard some flapping in the workshop and I thought, not the rats aren't back, but he's flown in and got stuck against the window. Are you all right, little mate? What are you called? We'll call you Mr. Birdie. I don't know what else to call you. I thought he was a Robin Redbreast, but you're not. Yeah, don't stress, mate. You take off from the roof of the Hillman. Off he goes. Now I've been using the Hillman and I noticed it getting slower to start, and I couldn't understand why. I brought a voltmeter out, checked the battery was charging. This wire had fell off. It was hanging there. So we need to give it a crimp, make sure it doesn't fall off again. My visitor for Saturday, Mr. Baz. How you doing, Baz?
Oh, all right, thanks, Andy. You?
Good, wonderful. A bit warm, isn't it?
Very warm, very warm. Yeah.
I've just been in this little car which drives superbly well. It's actually a chamois sport, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
It's a very rare one, this. To the pie shop, haven't we?
We have.
I had a salad and Baz had sausage
rolls, yeah. Best sausage rolls I've had for a
They
long
were
time.
homemade then, we make them in-house then. Yeah.
That was good.
They're good, aren't they?
Really good.
So we didn't do a pre-video or anything, but basically, you might remember, the really keen viewers will remember this engine. We'll go to the engine actually, you might recognise the engine. Was Baz's 930 that we had on the dyno. And it had a single 40 on it. But when it was on the dyno, it was alright. When he put it in the car, it definitely had a flat spot. Well, I said, come up with the car and I'll have a drive of it. And I think driving off the trailer, we got the idea, hadn't we?
Oh, yeah.
It definitely didn't want to take any throttle low down. So what we've done is we've just changed the holders in the Lortos, the holder that holds the slow running jet, and it instantly gave it the fuel it required, and it picks up fine. Been for a nice drive to go and get some pies. So yeah, I think you're all good to go now, mate.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I believe you've been to Norway recently.
Yes, yeah, you had Tim on the other week, didn't you?
Yeah, Tim had just got back, yeah.
Yeah, he called in on his way home from that.
Looks
yeah.
like a top run, that does.
It was brilliant. I had my Caledonian on that one, which 875 Sport, but yeah, sort of standard, and it made it, but the engine was knackered before it went, and it's completely knackered now.
But you've got the most out of it, that's what we'll say.
Absolutely.
You've had your money's worth out of it.
That's it.
Was it one of them where you pour oil in every day and fuel
pretty
and
much.
water? Yeah. Oh, well, it didn't break down, so that's good. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
But I'm going to come on one of them runs with you one day.
You should.
I'd love to. I'd love to. Now I've got an imp with seatbelts in.
But I need you to build me a nice engine for that car first.
Yeah, no problem. We'll go and scribble something down for you. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. I just noticed this is what's missing off mine. That's the little latch that catches, isn't it? because I've got this part in the boot lid strangely, but I haven't got the locking latch, because some of the sports had it in the boot handle, didn't they? Do you remember the ones?
Get locking boot handles, yeah.
Yeah, locking boot handle.
I've got a set of those at home somewhere.
It's a very honest car. We'll call it patina.
Yeah. Yeah, you could call it that.
Love it. Well, hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it a bit now.
That's a bit more of an accurate description of what it is.
We're not allowed to say what it says. SH1T box. Nice inside though. Got some nice seats in it. Lovely chamois dash. Yeah, spot on that. It's got good carpet as well. I've never seen a light carpet. Is that a homemade cut one?
I think it came with it. It's not that nice.
Recaro's. Thinks it's a
Yeah,
Sierra
I had those put in for the Norway trip along with the engine and get it all done, but not had a chance to.
All these early cars, sorry to interrupt you, they never go in the places the late ones go, do they? They're always good round here. You know what I mean? Belting that. Right, let's get in the shade before we melt. Thanks, Baz. I think we're going to have to keep the doors down because this little beauty just flew in. It's got some lovely colours on him. Oh. Well, he's gone anyway. He's still got lift. He left a few feathers behind. Saturday afternoon and it is absolutely toasty. I can't believe how warm it's got in the unit, you know, after a few days of the heat compounding every day. So it's no longer the cool haven it was. Anyway, this engine here, I've just done a head gasket on it for a chap. Now, on Facebook, some of the lads were discussing the best way to deal with taking the head off and putting it on and retorquing it. So I thought, and someone actually name dropped me and said maybe Andy Jones could help. So I thought, you know what, I'll share with you what I know. I'm not saying it's 100% correct, but it works for me. So when it comes to taking a head off an imp, the first thing you should do before you even put a spanner to it is decide if it looks like it's been together for a long time. If it does, my advice is to take the sump off it, turn it upside down so it's stood on this face, and then spray an easing oil agent, you know, WD-40 or something, in the hole at the back of here. Some of them you can get to the back of them through the flywheel area there to that one. Number one you can't generally get to, but that's not a problem because the fact it's blind means it's got less chance of getting any moisture in it. There's 3 more here that you've got access to from behind, and let it stand upside down with the oil in, or the, you know, the penetrant, whether you want WD-40 or AC90, whatever. Because any lubrication you can get up the threads will really help it when you come to undo it. Never use a bus gun to get them out because it's the speed that makes the friction of the threads dry, the steel threads on the bolt. In the aluminium, it's the heat that makes it pick up, and then when it picks up, it grabs the thread and then wipes the thread out when you wind it out, or even worse, it snaps the bolt. So whenever you get them moving, just go real slow with them. And if you've got a blowtorch, you know, even just one of these things here, what you just squeeze and off you go, you know, with one of them. Get the heat and locally heat up this area, you know, around here where the thread is. It will help. You'll know straight away when you put a spanner on it or put a socket on it as to whether it's going to come up. But heat and lubrication and speed, just go slow. If it does start to move, just keep it going in one direction. Try and get a waggle on it. The problem with getting a waggle on, if it does pick up, what happens is you end up in a locked area where it'll go there to there, but it won't go any further, and it's really hard to get it going past. So my advice is just get more heat into it and keep it going. Anyway, assuming you've got the cylinder head off, whenever I remove a cylinder head, I just do the opposite of putting it down. So I start on the outside bolts, and then I work into these ones and eventually end up at the centre. And if it's on a gasket and it looks like it's delicate, I'll just do an 1/8 of a turn. I won't undo them completely. I'll just do an 1/8 of a turn, move to the next one, and then go to the 1/4 on all of them until they back off, basically. Now, when it comes to putting the new bolts in, if you've got a new head gasket on and you want to tighten the head down, what I'd always suggest is you use like a slippy. Oh, we've got a visitor here. I'll have to answer this. 1 second. Right, sorry about that. Just customers at the gate wanting to get in, so we'll go and see him in a minute. But what I was going to say was, always put ARP lube under the shoulder of between the washer and the head of the bolt there, so that when the bolt sticks on the aluminium, the washer sticks on the aluminium, the bolt can slide. You get a proper feel for it, then it doesn't make any horrible noises. Also on the thread, because what you've got to think is when this is clamped up and there's a lot of pressure on it, when you turn it, you're actually binding one side of the thread against the other side of the thread in the aluminium. That's what's creating the clamping force. Now these aren't stretch bolts, and you can see they've all got like a little paint mark on. So what I do is I start in the middle and work out. I start with the first setting of 20 foot-pound, next one increments of 5 foot-pounds. So we go 20 all the way around to the outside, 25 all the way around to the outside, 30 all the way around, etc., all the way up to 40 foot-pound. It's supposed to be 38, but I just do 40. And the most important thing, of course, is that you re-torque it after 500 miles or 10 heat cycles or whatever. So I marked that at 12 o'clock when I'd done 20 foot-pound. And I did that because what it gives you an idea of, if you've got a bad thread in the block or a bolt that's started to stretch, you'll see it have gone more. It's gone literally an eighth of a turn from 12 o'clock to sort of 1:30. That's all it's done, that. But I can see mine are all uniform, so I know that I've got equal clamping on the head everywhere. Anyway, we better go and see the customer, but that's a brief insight on how to torque your head down on your impingement. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of episode 157. That little bird that I caught this morning in the it's Saturday now, obviously, in the workshop, he was so cute. The second one, you couldn't really see it, but because I had hold of it, but it had yellow tips on its wing and stuff. It was a really nice bird. But we'll keep the doors down now so they can't swing in and hurt themselves or anything. Luckily, I was able to catch them. It did take a bit of time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll crack on now with the questions and answers, and we'll get them all sorted. Going back to episode, I don't know, it would be like 154 or something, the last one that I didn't do. And then we'll do 155, 156, and then we'll be up to speed. Brilliant. Have a great week. Bye for now. Right, okay, YouTubers, we're going to tackle episode 154, which was the first week that I missed because we were away or something. So Russell, because he can read and I can't, he's going to read the questions out to me, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. Is that right, buddy?
Sure.
Right, first one, buddy. What's from? You've got to say the first message is from Andy Gar, said 1650.
What? What do you want me to do? Pause it. What? You want me to?
Okay, Russell's ready to do the first question. Who's it from, Russ?
Andy Gar 1650.
Right. What was his question?
Thanks, Andy. I love your MasterChef slots, but for engineering skills, this video is one of your very best, and I can watch it all. Best wishes, Andy. Oh,
Andy, thank you for the lovely message. That's a very nice thing to say. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's the most important thing. And yes, I enjoyed making it, so it's all good. And I'm glad you enjoyed my MasterChef as well. I can't remember what I made that week. Some slop, no doubt. Right, next one, please, buddy. Who's it from?
Graham Crompton.
Oh, this is my mate, Graham.
1798.
He's a nice guy. Go on, let's hear what he's got to say.
Thanks, Andy. Brilliant video as always. Interesting how you changed the tune on Ed's new engine after driving it in the car. Keep the videos coming.
Yeah. Thank you, Graham. Good point. That always works out that you can't grab hold of the engine on the dyno at low RPM. So we always end up, if we do put the engine in the car, thinking, oh, it's a bit lean there, a bit rich there, and we can just trim it in the car where you get to, the real load up on the engine and it sees going through the gear, especially at low RPM. So yeah, big learn for me, this running engines in cars. A lot of fine tuning has taken place since the early days after the dyno session. So thanks for your comment, Graham.
Pete Furch, great to see you putting so much effort, care and patience into that Carter engine. Watching you is always inspiring. I'm working on a head. I'm very pleased with myself when I put in a solid 3 or 4 hours. I'll get back to it. Take care and thanks for another great video.
Oh, Peter, that's great. Thank you for your lovely message. Yep, it did take a little bit longer than normal heads, that Glen one, but it just had been through so much in the past. We had to get it back to a stage before we could move forward, and that's what took the time, but that's what the job's about, so that's what we do, isn't it? So thanks for your comment.
G-Force Junkie. Hi Andy, if you were running a thermostat with no bypass, does this not create thermal shock when the stat opens?
If you're running a thermostat with no bypass, on the dyno, right, does this not create thermal shock when the start opens? Well, very good point, G-Force Junkie, yeah. Of course, the water can't get through the engine, and then all of a sudden it can, because the start opens, then it does get thermal shock. The only thing I will say in my defence is we always drill holes in the thermostat as well as the original bleed hole, so there's always a through flow of coolant going through the stat, and that way it does limit the shock. It's not perfect like a bypass, but it does limit the shock. And we never really run with a stat on the dyno because we watch all the pipes blow up, on the pressure side of the pump, because the pump's on obviously direct drive and it's trying to push the water in, but it can't go anywhere, so it's not good for the engine. But yeah, very good point, thank you.
Mike 6505. Why don't you CC the head before you put it on?
I did. I CC'd all of them. But maybe you missed that bit, maybe you had the fast forward button on. But yeah, we generally, if it's like the Carter engine, we did that one independently with grease. But you are right, normally when I'm building a smaller engine like a 998, I'm chasing every bit of compression I can get. I can never normally get them high enough, so I don't necessarily CC the chamber until the engine is built. But it's just that them chambers were particularly uneven, whereas normally they're pretty uniform. Okay, mate?
Robin Slater -B5S. Richard Wallinger. The special saloon chassis
builder, yeah. Richard Wallinger, he's been emailing me and he's been telling me all about his downforce on his special saloon mid-engine imp that he had. And really fascinating that he had to go faster into the corner to create the downforce, which was like 80 mile an hour. If you backed off and tried to take the corner at 75, you'd go off. But if you got the downforce working, you could do it at 100 mile an hour. It's fascinating. But yes, it is the actual guy, yeah. Thank you, Robin. Look forward to seeing you at the next race meeting. Maybe, well, it wouldn't be Brands, actually, but the one after, maybe Silverstone.
Michael Bratby. Get the 3-piece rocker cover box out off the crossflow head.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't write very well. He's illiterate, it's not his fault. Mr. Bradbury, yeah, thank you, Mike. Good idea, but we've got the job sorted now, thank you.
Roger Burley 98. While putting the cylinder head back on, do you have to glue the wheel springs to stop them from moving? Just a curious question.
It is a bit of a trade-off in that we put the glue around the outside of the wheel spring not to help them seal. It's purely to protect them from the coolant, but it does also help, like you say, when you send the head upside down, because there's wheel springs all around the outside of them, it stops them from falling out. So yeah, it's a good thing that it does hold them in position, because it can be a bit of a, before we used to glue them, they were a nightmare. You used to put the head on and then lower the engine down on top of it so that the wheel springs didn't fall out. But yeah, good point.
Christopher Cullen 1236.
It's Kit from Down Under.
You are a problem child. What am I going to do with you?
Yeah, he's not very happy with me. I've been letting the workshop go to pot.
You work with 1 litre engines. Is that what it says?
Yeah, so the parasitic losses can be very detrimental. You gave the example of a water pump, not a big problem on a large V8. I have made suggestions about valve springs, piston rings, ISO polishing, etc. Some of the camera, we have some of your sleeve from the oh right. So you read it, was my eyes can't focus.
I can't speak.
Where are we? Suggested valve springs, read from there, piston rings.
Where?
Where it says piston rings.
Oh, here. ISO polishing, etc. Some of camera we have to have up your sleeve from the opposition. You have 2 dynos to prove me wrong. Look like I will have to come over again with my friend Fair Dinkum.
Eddingham.
Is that his name?
No, he's just pulling our leg.
What? He was worked wonders with 4 children and 17 grandchildren. I will send you a photo. How the important stuff. What is the name of the pie shop so I can do a review on them? Would you love to be there and get involved in the pattern and casting for the rocket cover kit from down under?
Kit. Yeah, Kit, we do hold a lot back, especially in the head, because obviously our opposition does watch these, and when we get a little win, we try and keep it to ourselves, because you just got to, haven't you, so you can provide the best stuff for your customers. But yeah, Kit, the pie shop is called JD's Cafe, as in J, Jack Daniel's Cafe, and it's in Winnington.
You gotta get a steak pie, they're so good.
Oh, Russell likes a steak pie, don't you, Ross? Yeah, so thank you, Kit. And I'm sorry the workshop's turned into a mess, and I haven't got you a picture of Andy yet, but Andy is due back in soon, so we'll get him and Bernie to pose for you and get a picture sent over to you. Thank you, Kit.
Mike 6505. Why don't you have an engine stand to build your engine on?
Because the imp engine is so small and so light, it's just so easy to build it on the bench. I find it a lot easier than the restriction of being bent over an engine stand. I have actually got a specific engine stand in the workshop and I've never used it. I'll try and build one on it soon and see if it makes any difference, but I do like the way I've always done it. I just find it easy that way on the bench. Thanks for your comment.
Michael Bratby again. Jonesy been building these engines in Stonehenge. Was that Henge or Hedge?
Henge was created, yeah.
He knows every trick, every combo. His engines last and win. Some stupid questions on here. Just shut up. He's not going to tell you the viewers everything.
Michael, can you practice being nice, please? You're just an absolute rude wind-up merchant. Yeah, he's not. He's just. Michael's just self-entertaining here, so we're going to ignore that question. We're not even going to answer it.
There's nothing else.
Nothing else?
You're not very popular.
We've got 2 more months to go at it, 2 more weeks. Right, well, that's episode 154. 155. Next, please, Russell Meister. Okay, chaps, we're on for the second week now, which is episode 155. First question, please, young man.
The Tomo 2. Getting back to normal with your videos, Andy. Loved the guy talking about his racing.
Thank you for the comment. And yes, Chris, and I've forgotten, I think it's Meres or whatever. That guy has done so much racing. He's 83 now. He used to do the Tuscan Challenge and all sorts of big stuff. He's a very popular racing driver, so it was good to interview him. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how it would go down, but yeah, he had some really good stuff to talk about. What I really need to do is go around to his house, sit him down in his lounge and get the full review with a load of pictures, and we'll do a full racing history. This is your racing history. Great, thanks for your comment. Next one.
I found an ant on the floor.
Don't worry, it lives out here.
Andrew Ritchie-X1F.
Right.
Hi Andy, loved the content again this week. Great to see the Climax 1200 engine in bits and now running a piece of motoring history.
Yeah, it's a very special engine, that, so it's been really pleasing to get it out. And Glenn's been for a test. He has also been to, well, supposed to be going to Harewood, but he had a drive shaft problem, so he decided to not risk it. So he's out this weekend at Barben, and I'm really hoping that between now and the morning he's going to send me an in-car video so we can upload it for tonight's show. Right, thanks for your comment.
Craig Pigeon. Hello from New Zealand, another great video. Nice to see you making good progress getting the workshop sorted. Quick question. I need to know if there are any SU90 DG snorkels available to fit up to the Imp Sport original airbox. I have a Sunbeam Imp which I want to upgrade from the Solex to Twin 11/4 SUs.
Oh, 1.25 inch. No, fair play, mate. It's a bit hard for you all this. It's so much like alien words.
What is it?
Don't worry, I'll get the message. Yeah, Craig Pigeon has emailed me, and Craig, I have got 2 snorkels which are basically Imp Filling X, and I'm going to get them in the post to you. I've got them on the desk, but this week has been hectic. They'll be in the post on Monday too. I've got your address, and then we'll sort out the postage and that.
I had this guy called Dave Murphy 15 to 20.
Right.
But good week to you too, sir.
Good week to you, sir. Thank you for the comment.
And
Next question, please, for young Russell.
Aldrin Martin.
This is my pal Aldrin from Ireland.
Hi Andy, regarding head dowels.
Dowels, yes, that's good word.
I remember Dennis Alt telling me that 2 of the head main bolts acted as dowels, not just the timing cover studs.
Yes, he's
Not finished.
Sorry,
The tolerance of the associated holes in the head were tighter. He put edit for some reason.
Oh, maybe he's edited since.
Studs were supposed to act as dowels, but it didn't work. I don't think he mentioned what the Carter's solution was.
Right. Well, I never seen anything from the Carter head regarding dowel-wise, but Chesman used to put a steel sleeve. You're dead right in what Dennis was saying. 2 of the holes on the imp head, the ones closest to the exhaust side, each end one has a smaller hole, so when you put the bolt through, it does actually, the shank of the bolt does locate the head, just not very much. It still slops around. So what Chesman did was he put a steel sleeve inside there, which was like a little tube, and that would then make it really snug when it located on the head. But yeah, thanks for your comment, Aldrin. Very good point.
John Moncrief 3034. This is a long one. Andy, with regards to the seat belts in the imp, just welding a nut into the B pillar will not be sufficient, as when I was in the engineering department at Roots in the mid-60s, that was one of the problems we had to overcome. There is no sufficient strength in them to cope with the force put in them in the full-blown accident. That is why the belts were fixed to the side rails under the window. When fitted in the factory, if you insist, is that what it says there?
Yeah, you've read it correctly. I think he meant insist, not unsist.
Insist on fixing them to the B post, then the whole post will have to be reinforced with at least a strip of 2 millimeters thick and the full length of the area from the roof to the base window. This could be a half round to fit over the pillar and welded all around. Chrysler refused to spend the money on his modification, even the pillars in his arrow range. Is that arrow range?
Where's its point to it?
Arrow range, yeah.
Arrow range had,
Is that what I meant to
to be reinforced with 8-inch long brackets with a captive nut in the middle that were then spot welded into the assembly process. Yeah, of course, because Chrysler took over Roots, they didn't want to spend any money, so they well, the seatbelt, Russell, it goes right the way back rather than up at the top on the B pillar because it wasn't strong enough. So yeah, I did a bit of a thing on like Chat GP or whatever it's called, what's it called?
It was Google Lens, ChatGPT.
Yeah, I knew he'd know. But what he's basically saying is, when a human that weighs 80 kilograms stops dead at 60 mile an hour, it weighs like 4.5 tons. So it just pull the seatbelt straight out of the B pillar. But we've put it on original seatbelts now. But thank you very much for your message, John. Interesting insight as to what happened back in the day in the Roots factory and as to why. It was just money, wasn't it? Everything was about money and costs. So no steel reinforcing for the Hillman. Right, thanks. Next message, mate.
Bob Hawes -18T. Andy, I have a rear window prop that works well if you want to copy it.
Thank you, Bob. You'll see in this week's video that Derek has come up with a superb remake of the window prop, and it's in full manufacture. We've got 20 of them to sell, so thank you very much. But yeah, we've sorted that. Next one.
Is it Martin Hatchie? Is that his name? Or
Yeah.
1,329. Kebabs are perfect.
Yeah, they were okay, but nobody else liked them apart from me, so I won't be making them again.
Christopher Cullen.
Oh, it's Kit from Down Under.
1236. Great day, Andy. Looks like
It's good day. It's Australian. Good day. It's all new words to you, mate. You're doing really good with your reading, mate. Honestly, you read better than me, and I'm old.
good day, Andy. Looks like I have been giving you too much homework. So I do some travel stories. Tell Mark next time you see him at the pub.
Oh, he put me in. Yeah.
You can do this one, Dad.
Yeah, it's a long one, isn't it?
Sort of.
Just press the read more button.
Where? Oh yeah.
He booked me in Scotland. Great. So I stayed an extra night. Well, that was Mark, my mate who came to see us. He took Kit from Australia back up to Scotland and organised his hotel. So that was brilliant. Thank you, Mark. He stayed an extra night. The lads in the bar showed me how to drink Guinness. The biggest problem was I needed an interpreter. yeah, they are like that in Scotland. Very friendly though. Tip of the week: when it reaches 34 degrees, take your jumper off. I have a veranda on the back of my house where we have a barbecue. I put a garden sprinkler on the roof to cool things down. Might work on the container kit from down under. Well, we've got plans for the container kit. We're going to put a full fence around it with a roof, and then it's hidden, and it'll also act as a sun insulator and a noise insulator. But we've got to draw it and approach the landlord in the correct frame of mind with the correct drawing, and then hope for the best. But that's another light year away. Thanks for your message, Kit. Hope you're well.
Benjamin Benson, 8,714. Rishi bought me 2 new wood chippers. Paid the loan back early to shift it in February. Some of us are straight. Excellent,
Benjamin. Good for you. That's really good to hear that you use the money to make money, to invest. I'd never had money before like that available to me, and I have to say that blasting machine has saved me thousands of hours in cleaning. So yeah, worth its weight in gold. I was very grateful.
Dad, is that Wilkie?
Pete Wilkie, yeah, it's Wilkie.
Yay! Chris Mary's was always a crowd pleasure to the Tuscans.
Pleasing the Tuscans, yeah. Well, Wilkie obviously remembers Chris from when he was racing. Yeah, he was a very good driver. Okay, mate.
Next one.
Next one.
The last one.
Oh, is it last one, this?
Yep.
Graham Crompton,
1798. Thanks for the video, Andy. Very pleasing to see and hear the 5-bearing one. Is that right?
Yep.
The 5-bearing one. It sounded quite different to a normal imp engine to me.
It did, didn't it? It in a way, I don't know if it's the angle or something, but I'd like to hear it in the car on the hill and see what it goes like. But yeah, you're right. It did sound different, and I'm not quite sure what it is yet. Maybe it's the extra stroke or whatever. It just sounded like a bigger engine, and it's very zippy and didn't sound like that. But we'll see what it sounds like when it's in the car. Hopefully we'll have some in-car footage on tonight's video from Barben. Not Barben. He's gone somewhere anyway. Right, thanks. That's brilliant. We've done all of the questions on episode 155. Yep. Right, 156 to do. Okay, boss man. Episode number 156, please. First question.
Chris Val, 78. Great thumbnail, mate. Certainly piqued my interest. Glad it wasn't anything catastrophic. Every time I see these cam covers, it takes me back to the Climax FW engines. Keep up the good work, Andy. Great video once again.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, the thumbnail was a bit naughty, really, wasn't it? It was a bit of an over-exaggeration of what didn't actually happen. It was a tiny bit of flame, but I was interested to see if we could tempt some new subscribers, and we didn't. But it was worth a try. Thanks for your message.
Stuart Burgess. Hi, Andy. When the liners are machined, are they top hat shaped with a crisp 90-degree cut on the edge where the liner sits into the block at the top? Would a small curved, what's actually chamfer,
yeah.
Chamfer made with a button tip tool where the liner wall meets the top outside edge help
Alleviate.
Alleviate the cracking by taking away a stress line. Smiley face.
Very good question, Stuart. Now, when we have had problems in the past with the liner cracking because where the step is, where the sharp corner, it's a stress razor, so we put a big radius in to keep the strength, and then we put an even bigger chamfer on the top of the liner. So we're going to do a top out liner block. We're going to do a top out liner block. The chamfers are big and the radius is big because it's really important. Before we used the big radius, what used to happen was we got a radial crack around the top, starting from the outside, so it was like a circle 10mm down that cracked all the way around. So we have had that crack, but the crack that we saw on Benoy's that was longitudinal, that was purely either water in the cylinder and it's gone to start it and it's hydraulics and it's burst the chamber, or it's detonation. I think it was probably detonation.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you, very good question, thank you. Sorry.
Moeasy 2713. Andy, just use a movable baffle. Baffle, is that right? Yeah.
To control block and extract. Fan duct size to control the airflow and the internal air pressure. Worth a try anyway. Yeah, that's a good idea. I know what you're saying. What we have got a new idea in that. What we're going to do is we're going to fit an open vent on the dyno so that as the air changes, as the engine hoovers more out of the dyno cell, more will just come through the vent, and we're going to tube it and send the tube on a long run, hopefully to kill all those sound waves. It's all about noise, you see. So if we can have an inlet feed with insulation around the inside of it and a big tube and a good bit of length on it, we should be able to sort that. That's for the future, but that's what we're going to do, so that it's always balanced to the outside air pressure outside the container. Thank you for your message.
My brother's done this message. No, I'm joking. Dougie788.
Oh, Dougie.
You know who it is or not? Is that
No, I don't know Dougie.
No.
It's not your brother.
No. Those headlights on your Passat could be polished like new with a bit of G3 for a car.
Yeah. It is another job it needs to do. They have been done, and then once you've done them once, they just go yellow again in like 3 months. It's amazing how quick they go off. But it needs new headlights really. But when it gets to winter time and we need to see where we're going, we'll definitely get the G3 out again and give them a polish. It has actually got LED lights in my Passat, so they are quite bright. But yes, thank you for your message.
The next one's the longest message here.
Is it? Are you
Would
okay?
you like to do it?
Go on, I'll have a go.
There you go.
Oh no, where's it gone?
Oh,
Paul. I'll read this one. Right, this is from Chris B8075. Regarding your comment about spending increased amounts of time putting together content, please don't make the mistake of thinking that you need to keep adding more and more. You have a business to run, and the reason you have subscribers that you do is based on everything from the beginning until now. Too many YouTubers keep trying to trump themselves, and they lose sight of why people come to the channel in the first place. Please do not become another Barham Engines and disappear up your own intake plenum. What you do is fantastic, thank you. Good technical clips, amazing knowledge, honest content, and perhaps most importantly, you're a genuinely decent bloke. Well, what a lovely message. Thank you, Chris B. Yes, I have watched quite a bit of Barham Engines in the past, and I have to say, I have also met Lee from Barham Engines, and we had a bit of a chat about YouTube, and he basically explained to me that, you know, if you want to go anywhere with the YouTube job, you have to create a level of drama to entice people onto clicking in. Hence why, if you look at most of his videos, they start with a really quite bold heading like "We are closing" or "This went bang," or you know, that sort of thing. So, but I can't do that because it's just not me. It'd be nice to, because we could probably get more subscribers, but I'm not really in it for the subscribers. I'm just in it for the Hillmans. So we just keep puddling on, don't we, Ross? And yeah, we get a couple of weeks. So yeah, as long as we keep building subscribers, perhaps the most important thing about the YouTube is it creates a log for myself, so I can. It's not a bee, it's a wasp or a fly. It keeps a log of what I've done, so I can perhaps go back one day and look at it all. But also, I definitely feel that it keeps me busy in the workshop because we get lots of people that come along and want to be on ShrigleyTube and stuff. So it's got to be all good, hasn't it? Right, next question, please, young man.
Is it? What's that? Chicane Simon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chicane Simon.
That failure was common on the VW Golf MK1 and the MK2.
Mark 1 and Mark 2 GTIs.
GTIs back in the day with this
Modine, yeah, that's good.
style, cooler heat exchanger Ford. Escort XR3i Sierra XR41 / Cosworth ETC. Never seemed to have that issue running the same style, but I think Ford used oh no, I came off it.
What this chap's saying is that oil cooler that we used on Simon's engine that had popped internally, it was a common thing on, like you say, on VWs, and I've seen it on other cars as well. Not so much on Fords back in the day, especially the Cosworths. They had a good quality oil water exchange unit, but when they pop, what always happens is because the pressure in the cooling system is lower than that in the oil pressure side, where you're running like 60 psi, the oil goes into the water and blows it all out. So yeah, it's interesting failure, but yeah, I've seen it loads of times. I remember when I was a mechanic many years ago, I had a Ford Transit Connect with a 1.8 diesel engine in, and I started undoing the head, and I got halfway through it, and I rang my mate Peter at Ever Engineering, and I said, because this Transit Connect had oil and water in the header tank, and I rang Pete. I said, Pete, can you do us a headset, head bolts, cam belt, body bar, Transit Connect, ordering the parts for it? And he said, heads don't go on them, they're iron block and iron heads. Has it been hot? So I said, no, it's not been hot, it's mixed, it's got coolant, it's got oil in the coolant. He said, well, do yourself a favour, Andy, start putting it back together and I'll send you an oil cooler. And I was like, honestly? He said, yep, they're dead common for it. So I put an oil cooler on it. Guess what? Fixed it. That's why having friends in the know is very important. Massive help to me, my mate Peter, and still is to this day. Right, thanks very much for your comment. I got carried away in a bit of a waffle there, didn't I, mate?
Yeah, no, sort of. David Brown.
Oh, yeah.
5052.
David. Hello, David.
I think what we are seeing with Simon's 1200 is thermal shock from the failure in the oil cooling circuit and lowered the water level. That when the water was added to the cold water into that 0.1, and the sleeve cracked a little, which by adding a little water into the cylinder washed the bore, increased the compression and caused detonation, which damaged the piston. That's my penny's worth.
It's a very good theory, David. What I'll say is, I think you're on it with the thermal expansion and the fact that the cold water suddenly came into the engine when it was very hot, because James has said he'd seen the temperature gauge waving as it lost its coolant level. But what happens is, because the liner had shrunk, the parent liner being aluminium around the iron liner, and the piston was still red hot and full expansion, the piston couldn't lose its temperature quick enough, so it picked up. Once it picks up, then it really does create some heat, because obviously it's rubbing, it's a vicious circle. So then we got the detonation, and I'm pretty convinced that crack is detonation rather than a thermal shock crack, because I've had plenty of engines that have had coolant start and go and all the rest of it, and I don't normally see that sort of crack. The only other thing that is in the back of my mind that keeps coming back to me is when they've come in for a pit stop and filled it full of water, if it had picked up and detonated on one cylinder and wrecked the wheel spring, if they turned it off and it started back up on 3 cylinders, had it got enough water in the chamber when they turned it off? Because you remember, it will have pressurised the cooling system, so as soon as you turn the engine off, the cylinder pressure lowers but the coolant jacket pressure is there, so the water oozes back into the cylinder. They've left it for 5 minutes while they've fueled it.
That's what I see on this camera.
Sorry, I need to bring this camera up because my chin's getting bigger.
Dropping down.
And obviously, I forgot what I was actually saying now, but yeah, basically the water gets back in the cylinder, it goes to start it, it tries to compress the coolant, which it can't do, it hydro locks, that's for you there, Stuart Tranter, not hydraulics, it hydro locks, and of course the pressure has to go somewhere, so the liner cracks. Right, thank you very much.
Benjamin Benson, 8,714. I've done some shaky maths and the engine is using 9.5k. What's that?
Oh,
Liter?
kilolitres is it per minute
Per
of
minute
air?
yeah.
Wow, so that's why we need to get an open vent so the air can be replenished into the cell, because we're trying to run a sealed cell. And imagine a really posh dyno, it measures the amount of air being sent out of the exhaust and then matches with like a variable speed inlet fan to keep the pressure at an exact level no matter what RPM the engine's doing. But yeah, fascinating, thank you. Go on, mate.
Singer Chamois, which is Jeremy.
Singer Chamois.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, is it Jeremy Dias?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, looks like
Yeah.
a picture of him, doesn't it?
Yep. Could you not put cold air feed pipe from the outside direct to carb in the dyno room, or too much induction noise?
It's just that, exactly as you say, Jeremy, an open pipe to atmosphere will just transmit all the noise. So that's why we're going to have to put a fairly big pipe in, fairly long, and insulate it so that the noise waves get absorbed on the way out, just like an exhaust pipe, because even though the air's going in, the sound waves will travel back up the pipe to the outside, and we need it to be quiet. So thank you, mate. Thanks for your comment.
Nick Mizzen, if that's his name.
Nick Mitson. Yeah.
Bit of G3 on the headlights on the Passat and you'll be able to drive it at night.
Yeah, it's lot. We've just been through that, but yes, thank you for your comment.
Stephen Goldsmith -F6H. That DRW is something else.
Oh, it is, isn't it? What a machine. Bit of an ugly duckling, but yeah, it's a fast car. When Andrew Hibbard was at the wheel in the Guards Trophy, he was a menace in it. He was top 5, I think, top 10 against Lotus 18s and stuff like that. He was really good. Yep. Next question.
Wilkie, yay.
Wilkie, spot on.
Spot on.
Yeah, he always makes a comment, bless him. Next one, pal.
Max Clark, 4,421. 21. I had an oil cooler fail and the oil being at high pressure started to fill the cooling system.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, Mr. Benoit. It just pushed all the oil came out of the header tank and just made a right mess and ruined its cooling efficiency and caused no end of problems. Yeah, thank you.
Raymond Payne, 9,854. Why wasn't James at Thruxton?
James is having a little bit of a year out this year. He's hoping to come back next year and get himself out fully, but yeah, he's just taking it real easy for the time being. Yes, James has actually put a reply on there. Just hit the reply button. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Having a quieter year, things going on in life. I will be back. If you didn't already know, it's probably okay to talk about this, but James works at a Formula One workshop called, is it Haas? I think it's Haas he works at, and he's they're chasing championship points and doing loads of overtime and working late nights and that. So he's probably quite committed with work at the moment. But I'm sure he'll be back to make a menace of himself, and he can win in the wet. So we need to get him to win in the dry next. That's the next thing. Right?
This is the other video.
Which video is this?
This is the train. The
Russell's going straight into limb transport video now. Right, go on. So we've done all the ShrigleyTube videos. This is another one we did because we went to a limb transport museum. What was it? You're not going to swear, are you?
No, it's not swearing. Not really.
Go on.
Ted Cowboy. Bloody hell, Andy. Two of my mates,
Don't say that.
That's what it says on here. Two of my mates, we marshals, they asked me to go but I was up in the northeast collecting an engine for the Renault 4.
Oh, this is my mate, right? Yes, sorry, I can't believe I've forgotten your name.
Ted Beckett.
It's not Ted. I know his real name. Oh my God, what's his name? Right, my mate. Anyway, we are good friends. He's been on the show a few times, but yeah. Shame you couldn't be there, mate. We had a great time. We had all the buses and had a mooch round, didn't we? That was the weekend.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for your comment, pal.
A vote of
Avatars.
21,
This is Jonathan. I know your name.
57. Oh, that looks a good
Ed.
day out.
His name's Ed. Ed. Sorry, Ted is Ed. Right, sorry.
Didn't know it happened. The Astra estate will be David Rome's.
Oh, right, yeah. The show happens every year. We've been going a couple of years now, Limb Transport. Really good show. And that Astra was absolutely lovely, yeah. Good cars, them.
Singer Chamois.
It's chamois, just so you know for the future.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. It's a difficult word, mate.
Went to school on an unregistered
Leyland Leopard.
Leopard with the same gearbox as that she used to bounce up and shut down when the driver held it on the brakes in gear raring to go. Must have been ahead of its time in the 1970s water clutch.
Also, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. When they used to come to a bus stop, they'd leave them in gear, Ross, and because the engine wasn't on management, and it was on like a mechanical pump, they used to hunt. They go vroom, 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 and the bus used to shudder. It was quite an interesting experience.
Sounds
yeah.
like Dougie.
Yeah. It was just to do with what would it be to do with? Probably just the rack moving backwards and forwards in the pump, not being stabilised, and it just getting a bit of a jiggle on, probably worn or something. But yeah, they used to hunt under load at low RPM. Right, brilliant. Thanks for your message.
Dave Murphy 1520. Another grand day out, smiley face.
Brilliant. Yeah, it certainly was. Thanks for the message.
Damo 1.
Damo. This is my mate Damien, my school pal.
1061. There's a bug on there. Gosh. So fire truck, train, tram, police car,
emojis.
taxi.
You'd have to go for everyone, Ross.
Car, red car, blue car, truck, police car, motorbike. Top day out, Andy.
It was a top day. We caught up with Damien, and yeah, that was great. Right, brilliant. Thank you very much for watching the messages. If you stayed to the end, congratulations, and have a great week. Put plenty of sun cream on, and I'll catch you all next Sunday at 7. Have a great week. Bye for now. You saying bye, Russ?
Bye.